JACs to proceed with last rites of all 9 victims of Jiribam tragedies, including 6 women and children, after state government gave assurance for justice. Government announced 11-hour curfew relaxations in Valley District tomorrow from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. to allow residents to purchase essential supplies, excluding gatherings and protests without prior approval. 10 Kuki MLAs demand statewide extension of Armed Forces Special Power Act in Manipur, while MLA Paulanian Haukip justifies Jiribam killings as revenge for Kuki women's death. Amidst ongoing curfew, protests erupt across Valley District against Jiribam killings and AFSPA, demanding justice and immediate action. And full court fair were held for outgoing Chief Justice Siddharth Midol at Manipur High Court, marking his superannuation and celebrating his distinguished service to the judiciary. Hello and welcome. You are watching ISCOM Primetime English News. This is Nancy giving you the news in details. Following an assurance from the state government, the 2 Joint Action Committees or JACs formed in response to the recent violence in Jiribam have decided to collect the bodies of the victims and conduct their burials tomorrow at Ningsing Kund in Jiribam. The victims, including 8 individuals killed in an attack allegedly by Kuki militants, 6 of whom were abducted women and children, along with a youth killed and another injured in shooting incident allegedly involving a senior SP, will be laid to rest. Speaking to media in Jiribam at Babupara, the convener of one of the JACs, Shyam Kumar Mutum, confirmed that the decision to proceed with the burial came after discussions with the state government. He also demanded the unconditional release of the protesters from the Jiribam tragedy who had been detained by the police in Imphal. Mutum noted that the government had issued compensation or ex gratia for the families of the deceased, the dismissal of the senior SP involved in the firing incident, and a suitable white-collar job for a kin of the victims. Meanwhile, convener of the other JAC, Y. Sanjoy, also confirmed that the state government had given its assurance to meet their demands. As a result, the JACs are now planning to collect the bodies from Silchar, Assam tomorrow before proceeding with the burials in Jiribam.
Hagi Tangtama Toida, Borobegrap, PS Kimanung Chanaliba, Zakurator, Zakurator Tokiba, Missim, when the family Punamadi, Missimina Tokiba, Duki, Manungchana, Kogi, Jayusina, the United Committee Nakokiba, 48 hours in a strike, Tugi Manunga, Initial Manimita, Tokiba, Kogi. Kundrapam Athoba Meti Bo Kogi Nectar Sanjanbam Senior SP Special Combat Na Kapthura Pamaru de Koi Kundrapam Athoba Sengle Kidaba Dugi Semjekiba JSC against brutal killing of Kundrapam Athoba Amasung serious injury of Kesam Bishan Singh Gi JSC Na Memorandum of Bishan Batungda Kogi Honorable Chief Minister Na JUC Kutanga Hariba Taliba, Jason Taliba Dabi Singado, Atumatam the Pirakani Habaki, Tazabadu, Pirapaki Matungina, Hayeng, a sea dead body Loboda, Yanaba Puzaragle.
Situation in several districts, authorities have extended 11-hour relaxations of curfew in the Valley districts tomorrow by respective district magistrates to allow residents to purchase essential items, including medicines and food. The restrictions on movement will be lifted on tomorrow from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m., enabling the public to access necessary supplies. The relaxations, however, excludes activities such as gatherings of more than 5 persons, sit-in protest, or rallies unless prior approval is obtained from the competent authority. After the relaxation period, the curfew will resume with exemptions for personnel involved in essential services such as healthcare, electricity, public distributions, telecommunications, banking, and media. Those traveling to and from the airport, including contractors and workers with valid airport entry permits, will also be allowed to move freely. The train service that connects Jiribam to Khongsang railway station in Nonnet district, which had been suspended since August due to landslides, has now resumed operations. The Indian Railway train, which had previously halted its services today morning and reached Khongsang with 8 coaches carrying essential goods and construction materials. The goods has been transferred to trucks and are being carried towards Imphal. The resumption of train service is seen as a vital step in re-establishing efficient transportation and improving access to essential commodities for the region. Manipur Assembly's 10 Kuki MLAs, including 7 of the state ruling BJP-led alliance, have demanded that AFSPA be extended to entire state to recover looted arms. The Centre on November 14th reimposed the Armed Forces Special Powers Act in Manipur's 6 police station areas, including the violence-hit Jiribam, with the Union Home Ministry asserting that the decision was taken given the continuous volatile situation that there due to ethnic strife. In a joint statement, the 10 Kuki MLAs argued that the reimposition of the AFSPA in 6 police station areas of the state on November 14th was a step in the right direction but required immediate review to include the remaining 13 police jurisdictions. The Union Home Ministry and reinstated the controversial law in the wake of ongoing ethnic violence in the state, particularly in areas such as Jiribam. The Kuki MLAs emphasized that the extension of AFSPA across Manipur was essential for the recovery of firearms that had been looted. They described the actions as long overdue, arguing that it was necessary to restore peace and security in the state, which has been grappling with ethnic strife for several months. Kuki MLA from the BJP, Pauline Lind Haukip, described the recent killing of 6 women and children in Jiribam by suspected Kuki militants after abduction as an act of revenge. In a recent interview with The Wire, Haukip claimed that the killings were in retaliation for the deaths of Kuki women in Jaurian, stating that such actions were seen as justified by the Kuki Zo community. The BJP legislator further revealed that the 10 Kuki militants killed in the subsequent retaliatory fire were village volunteers from his Saikot Assembly constituency, and he had personally met with their families to offer condolences. It is worth noting that security forces has recovered sophisticated weapons, including RPGs and AK series assault rifles during the encounter, while another 2 civilians were killed during the militants' attack. In his comments, Haukip expressed his disillusionment with Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, stating that he had lost trust in Singh's sincerity and effectiveness as an administrator, further aiding to the ongoing tensions in the region.
Killing the 3 Meitei women and 3 children. Most reports suggest that Kukis are responsible for those abductions and deaths.
Whether they have been abducted or not, I don't know, but there have been some deaths that I know. And in a situation like this, where you must certainly know about the lady, the 31-year-old lady, whose brain have been smashed out of her head as she was raped before that. And then thereafter, her body was burned beyond recognition. Now, why aren't we focusing on that kind of brutality? And why is everybody shouting ho-ho about the retaliatory killings of some civilians?
Just a moment. You're saying that the abduction and killing of the 3 women and 3 children was a retaliation for the earlier killing and rape of a Kuki village woman. Is that what you're saying? One was a retaliation for the other?
Yes, Karan, in a conflict like this, emotions tend to rule. When you killed a lady, a mother of three, with such brutality, passions run high, and the conflict got escalated. And in the process, some deaths are inevitable, unfortunately.
Hundreds of residents from Taubal district took part in a rally today to protest against the recent killings of women and children in Jiribam, voicing strong condemnations of the violence. The rally, which was organized by several local groups, including the Kunai Kanba Apunba Maira Paibi Lukt, all Taubal District's United Clubs organizations, Manipuri Students Federations, Taubal District Committee, Apunba Nupi Kunai Lamjing Maira Lupt Taubal, and all Manipur Women's Voluntary Association, Taubal Unit, began at Waikomani Girl College in Taubal Okram and proceeded towards Taubal Kaitel before returning to the starting point. Participants in the rally raised slogans denouncing the killing of women and children, labeling such acts as terrorism. The demonstrators also voiced their opposition to the Armed Forces Special Powers Act (AFSPA), calling for its repeal. Speaking to the media, Secretary of Kunai Kanba Apunba Maira Paibi Lukt, A.K. Chiteswari, condemned what she described as the biased actions of the Central Forces, accusing them of failing to take adequate measures against the Kuki narco-terrorists who have been responsible for attacking and killing innocent people for the past year and a half. She emphasized the need for a fair and impartial response from the authorities, particularly in addressing the ongoing violence and ensuring justice for the victims.
Nupi angang yauna phaduna makoigi makusalaba matungda hekta hatokpiduna torelde hekta langtharakpa akoi karam kraida leiribano akoi asibu ngakpa senanabagidamata akoigi property kaya mama ngak senanabagidamata asi India lengang na thabiri aiba asigi asiguba central forcing asina ngakbi bagi mahota akoi da onjalaga adugumba na ko terrorism da mateng pangsilaga makoina atamnana akoibu hatpa punba amadi makoigi mamangda hadana pugraba matungda nupi angangsing yamna minungsi haidana hatorokpa kotorokpa adugdagi lisang chitna akoina tanduna dala aba manipuri apaspa lokto haiduna akoina khongjang kaya chanjangraba thawaina pontha kaya kya jo apaspa gi gidamakta loktona na gidamakta thawaina pontha kaya pigraba phawbada ngasigi leiriba India lengangna madugi ona tainabada Manipur da amuk hana apaspa thamjilaktuna akoisibo makoina hana dagi hana otuna adumak lapagu makha sathaduna adumak otna nabagidamakta makoina sem saraktana adugum laba police station segment tarukta amona apaspa thamjilakpa asugum laba mayam singa se pendabadagi akoi ngasigi sigum laba khongjang ache akoi changjinjabane.
A sit-in protest was held today at the Nongpok Sanjembam Kuno Community Hall, demanding the revocation of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, or the AFSPA, the abrogations of the suspensions of operations agreement with Kuki militants, the designations of 10 Kuki MLists and their associate civil society organizations as terrorists, and justice for the recent Jiribam tragedy. The protest was organized by the Nongpok Sanjembam Apunba Maira Paibi and clubbed under the aegis of Fox Working Committee. During the protest, the president of the Nongpok Sanjembam Kulent Maira Paibi, Ngairangbam Mimi, strongly condemned the inactions of both the central and state governments in response to repeated attacks by Kuki militants over the past 1.5 years. She questions the silence of the prime ministers, particularly in light of the recent killings of 6 innocent women and children in Jiribam. Mimi expressed frustrations over the lack of accountability and actions, calling for urgent measures to address the ongoing violence and ensure justice for the victims.
Mina legre habigi mo tawno tawdo phamaji baw tawno tawri bismoina really phana sale slogan from laure ma bi hawri husida koi kala matana akoina phammi jo kai bu khudam kanaba amata phangba ngamdri ba ado phamdragadi moina tawni loin tawre ne ba akoina phamaji kanaba man je sinina hajide.
Women folk of Singzamay today organized a sit-in protest today at Singzamay parking in Imphal West, condemned the recent extensions of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act to 6 police stations, jurisdictions and treasure killings in Jiribam. The protesters raised various slogans and held placards that read, "We want peace, long live Manipur, justice for innocent people, punish the culprit, government act on narco-terrorist, repeal OFSPA, spare women and children, and we don't want draconian law," among others. Speaking to the media, protesters expressed deep concerns over the prevailing situation, urging the government to address the issues raised by the protesters. She emphasized the need for peace, justice, and the protection of women and children, while also calling for the repeal of OFSPA, which they describe as a draconian law.
Imong amari niyoy daruma ha nipan khaki angang bugyawna nihat china hati bese masi akai asuki mate thamui sona nungai jage ngasi center force bayam ama thadalai center force isinga thajan ge ising hu thajan ge na de dum hai adubu maitai akhoi protection tawdra hai de tasing tawde ngasi moi laina kari samakta hagi ba mioi sing do rescue tawba ngam de no ha se hanjani.
In a bid to unite all legislatures and bring an amicable end to the ongoing crisis in Manipur, the Imagi Maira has called on residents of various assembly constituencies to urge their respective MLAs to take decisive action on the assembly floor. Speaking to the media at the Manipur Press Club in Imphal, Imagi Maira convener T.A. Sujata emphasized that individual memorandums to national leaders would not yield meaningful results. She stressed the importance of securing a firm resolutions in the Legislative Assembly and sending it to the central government, the one that cannot be ignored. Sujata also pointed out that the MLAs of Manipur need not travel to Delhi for resolutions. The Assembly in Imphal should be the focal point of action. Reflecting on the recent tragic deaths of 6 women and children allegedly killed by Kuki militants, Sujata warned that tomorrow the death toll would rise to 10, with any member of the public becoming a potential target. She urged the legislators to convene an assembly sessions and take a firm stand to resolve the crisis before the situation deteriorates further. Concluding her statement, she expressed confidence that the people of Manipur are ready to support their legislators, provided they take the right and necessary steps.
Minister Assembly member of the House labor. Honorable CM has the leader of the House labor. Leader matters the council like an old way of possibility. The water president no Praza say. Can you make it about the Emily Montanova? Opposition Yang Tokro, Harry. I do watch the corporate of the Muslim Halaga. I took a photo of the window of the guy gave up. Now, part of the Canada Tahanmano, the same public was a guy like MLA ministers in the Tahanbani, Prazagi Maralete, Prazagi mostly the Wisu, a way my game is a payada in the name. Tambanam de, Hayakari, or a Katam no Kamanga Panate. Nasi don't see it, Hay Taras Pasuya, Ay, Nunda Tora Pasuya, Maki Nunda Tora Pasuya, Sisu Praza, when the Kamama died. Kanaka, can't say what MLA, Pantado, Minister Pantado, game can't give up. Tawada Moy Tobon Topotogo, Tawata Sregin Mam, Adu Puntana, Adu, Nasi Haven mistaken. Lower Siva Point, the whole Lassie of Mato, Sagala Way Assembly, Maduri Taunado, Dandi, Puna the 10 minutes have a port to never.
In a recent social media platform, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh announced that the hill districts of Manipur, including Chandal, Ukhrul, Jiribam, Senapati and Tamenglong, will soon gain access to advanced medical facilities, marking a significant milestone in the region's healthcare development. These districts will benefit from services such as CT scans, MRIs, ICU facilities and super specialty care, thus bringing essential healthcare closer to the local populations. The Chief Minister also highlighted the operational status of the Churachandpur Medical College, which is already playing a pivotal role in transforming healthcare in the region. The announcement follows the sanctions of 104.66 crore rupees under the PM Divine Scheme, a move aimed at ensuring more equitable healthcare access for the people of Manipur. Biren expressed his gratitude towards Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Health Minister Dr. Harsh Vardhan, and Union Minister for Donor Jyoti Aditya Scindia for their continued support in the development of the state, particularly in improving healthcare infrastructure. The sanction letter, which was shared alongside the announcement, marks a promising step forward in strengthening Manipur's healthcare system. A full court farewell was organized today at the High Court of Manipur in honor of outgoing Chief Justice Siddharth Middle, marking his superannuation upon his distinguished service. Justice Siddharth Middle was sworn in as the Chief Justice of Manipur High Court in October 20th of 2023. The event held at courtroom number 1 was attended by esteemed members of the legal fraternity and the judges of the High Court. Presiding over the event were Chief Justice Siddharth Middle, Justice A. Bimal Singh, Justice A. Guneswar Sharma, and Justice Golmai Gaifulsilu Kabui. On behalf of the judges of the High Court, Justice A. Bimal Singh offered heartfelt remarks highlighting Justice Siddharth Middle's judicial acumen, leadership, and commitment to upholding justice. The event was later extended at the auditorium of the High Court, where the outgoing Chief Justice was felicitated with bouquets and tokens of love. The President of India yesterday appointed Madras High Court's Justice D. Krishna Kumar as Manipur High Court Chief Justice following the superannuation of Chief Justice Siddharth Middle. In his address, outgoing Chief Justice Siddharth Middle expressed his gratitude to his colleagues, the legal fraternity, and the people of Manipur for the support and cooperation throughout his tenure. He emphasized the importance of maintaining the integrity of judiciary and nurturing the principles of justice and fairness. Also, he shared his experience during his stay in Manipur.
Justice Aribam Guneshwar, my sister, for all their kind words which came straight from the heart and which I will cherish forever. They have gone above and beyond the call of duty to make me not just comfortable, but to make me feel that as if I am the most important and the most gifted person in the room. I am not. All that I will tell all the youngsters assembled here is that if you can dream it, you can do it. And I propose to lead by example, because once I get back to Delhi and once I've got my rest well earned, I propose to start a third innings in life.
8 civil bodies of Manipur, including League Indigenous Apunba Lop, Iramdam Kanba Apunba Lop, Apunba Iraipaki Mahairoi Simpang Lop, Miyamgi Pothok Puthokpa Lop, Loyalam Kanba Apunba Lop, Leho Kunai Kanba Apunba Lop, People's United Youth Alliance, and Iramdam Sinpangbi Apunba Kutpu have expressed their condolences over the sudden dismiss of social activist Haikruzamt Ibotombi. Ibotombi passed away recently after a brief illness. The organization mourned the loss of the dedicated activist, acknowledging his contributions to the community and expressing solidarity with his family during this difficult time. The proscribed group People's Revolutionary Party of Kangleipak, PRIPAK, and its armed wing, the Red Army, have expressed their condolences over the untimely death of PRIPAK chairman Haikruzam Ibotombi Kuman, also known as Ngamdairen Kuman, Oza Inau, or Oza Macha. According to a statement from the party's publicity and propaganda spokesperson, Ngakpa Luang, Ibotombi Kuman passed away due to the underlying health issues at the age of 75. The late leader was a resident of Hawam Marak Irom Lekai, Imphal West. In honor of his passing, Pripak announced that it would lower its flags to half-mast at its central headquarters, general headquarters, training center, transit camp and base area. The mourning period will continue until the completion of his Lana Thauram ritual. The party also extended its sympathy and shared the grief of the lost. The Central Agricultural University, Imphal, in collaborations with Seva Bharati Manipur, launched a farmer training initiative aimed at enhancing agricultural practices and promoting winter crop management. Held at the Rajshri Bhagachandra Skill Development Center in Harauro, the program focused on equipping farmers with modern techniques for sustainable farming. The training covered key topics such as crop rotation, pest management, organic farming, and winter crop cultivation. Cow Dean Indira Sarangthem addressed the participants, emphasizing the importance of the initiative in supporting rural communities. She noted that the partnership between Cow and Seva Bharati has been ongoing for 4 to 5 years and has positively impacted the region's farming livelihoods. A significant focus of the training was on improving soil fertility and pest control. Dean Sarangthem highlighted that adopting innovative techniques would not only increase productivity and improve crop quality, but also strengthen the state's agricultural economy. The program introduced farmers to advanced tools, including red seed varieties suited to local conditions, as well as equipment like dryer machines and mini rice mills to enhance efficiency and reduce post-harvest losses. In addition, the initiative extended its impact by providing educational and welfare support to 2 children from Jakrador village in Ziribam, helping to uplift vulnerable communities. The 9th Amur Falcon Festival was celebrated with enthusiasm at the lower ground in Tamenglong, focusing on wildlife conservation and the region's cultural heritage. Organized by the District Administrator of Tamenglong, the Forest Department and the Rainforest Club Tamenglong, the event was attended by notable figures including Ministers Awangbo Nyumai, Tamenglong MLA, Jang Henglung Panmai, among others district officers, civil society leaders, students and representatives from Amur Falcon roasting villages also participated. The festival features cultural performances, including the Ri Liam and Puching dance troupes, showcasing the area's rich traditions. Jang Henglung Panmai shared his personal dedication to conservation, urging citizens to spread the message that Tamenglong is a protector of the species. Additionally, Minister Awangbo Nyumai emphasized Tamenglong's role in global wildlife conservation and encouraged self-reliance. The festival concluded with an evening concert celebrating the region's culture and continued commitment to protecting the Amur falcon. The chairman of Indian conglomerate Adani Group and one of the world's richest people, Gautam Adani, has allegedly been indicted in New York over an alleged multi-billion-dollar fraud scheme. Yesterday, the authorities charged Adani and 2 other executives at Adani Green Energy, his nephew Sagar Adani and Vinit Jain, with agreeing between 2020 and 2024 to pay more than $250 million in bribes to Indian government officials to obtain solar energy supply contracts expected to yield $2 billion in profits. Prosecutors stated that the renewable energy company also raised more than $3 billion in loans and bonds during the period based on false and misleading statements. 5 other people were hit with related criminal conspiracy charges, including 2 executives of another renewable energy company and 3 employees of a Canadian institutional investor. However, the Adani Group today denied charges. Australia's centre-left government today introduced a bill in Parliament that aims to ban social media for children under 16 years and propose fines of $49.5 million Australian dollars for social media platforms for systemic breaches. Australia plans to trial an ACE verification system that may include biometrics or government identification to enforce a social media ACE cut off some of the toughest controls imposed by any country to date. The proposals are the highest ACE limit set by any country and would have no exemptions for parental consent and no exemptions for pre-existing accounts. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese described the recent reform as a significant milestone, acknowledging that while some children may still find ways to bypass the measures, the government was sending a clear message to social media companies to improve their practices. Now the headlines once again. JCs to proceed with last rites of all 9 victims of Jiribam tragedies, including the 6 women and children, after state government gave assurance for justice. Government announced 11-hour curfew relaxations in Valley districts tomorrow from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. to allow residents to purchase essential supplies, excluding gatherings and protests without prior approval. 10 Kuki MLAs demand statewide extension of Armed Forces Special Power Act in Manipur, while MLA Paulalian Thaukip justifies Jiribam killings as revenge for Kuki woman's death. Amidst ongoing curfew, protests erupt across Valley districts against Jiribam killings and UFSPA, demanding justice and immediate action. And full court farewell held for outgoing Chief Justice Siddharth Middle at Manipur High Court, marking his superannuation and celebrating his distinguished service to the judiciary. Now that's all for today's bulletin. Thank you for watching ISCOM Primetime English News. Have a good night.